Do you remember when, after we had been eating chicken and rice, and I told you that I always love you, but today, right now, I'm in love with you, and you smiled sheepishly and sweetly and at the same time, and I said to you that your face looks like an ocean agate glowing. Do you remember this? Surely, my love, you must. It was last week, and it was such a very sweet thing for me to have said to you, and such a sweet way for you to have made me feel. So sweet, I had to write it down. Here, for you, for me, for us both. I was going to share, I think maybe just a few more. I think the other thing that's like so hard these days is that, you know, it's kind of like that thing that I was saying before about that there's so many different levels and varying ways in which of where any of us are at, both with regards to that reckoning, but also just emotionally. But adding to that, or in line with that, is also that the things that are occurring are also, you know, we live in a world that has been culturally constructed to operate with a binary on every single level, you know? And so we're not shaped or taught generally to allow for a multitude of impressions and a multitude of feelings and a multitude of truths. And right now there's so many differing truths that are all true, occurring together, you know? I think what's happening in Iran is such a perfect example of such, you know, that there's so many villains at play. And so, you know, with that, along with like many things that are happening right now, it's hard for us to understand and know what are we supposed to feel about a side. And I don't know, I offer up to any of us to do what we can to not think about sides. Instead, perhaps to just sort of listen to whatever the note is inside of us. Watch for whatever the beacon is inside of us that we know is real. You know, that I feel any of us, or rather all of us should, separate ourselves from any ideology to align only with an ideology that is rooted in does this person, institute, action harm children? Like that's just that's just sort of like a point blank easy thing, you know, and sometimes two people who are warring, two entities that are warring, kill children, you know? And the reality is one doesn't have to pick either one of them. One can say fuck you to both the administration of Donald Trump and fuck you to the regime that runs the Iranian government, you know? So I don't know, find the thing that is your ideology that keeps you anchored to the clearest way in which to not put harm into the world. Yeah.